So first, I'd like to point out that there are two ways to watch movies. The first way, obviously, is just to be engrossed in the stories, right? The first way is just to watch and observe how the story unfolds, which is how most people watch movies. But the second way of watching a movie, which is to deconstruct the movie, to understand the how it's been made. Like I said, there's editing, there's cinematography, where do you put the lights, the set dressing, the mind of the director, and how the actors, how they approach the film, how the script is being constructed, and so on and so on. Which one is closer to reality? Watching the movie just for the story and just to be sucked into the narrative, or watching it from the perspective how it's being constructed? I would say that the former is the illusion, right? Because when you engross in the stories, they're just pixels. They're just like, images dancing on the screen. They're just plays of light. And a lot of people go through their whole life watching movies, going to the movies every weekend, eating popcorns without ever understand or have any idea how the movie's been made. Just like a lot of people, most people go through their whole life without having a real understanding or real grasp of how reality, the underlying essence of reality and the deep insights about the mind and things like that. You can watch both. You can have both tracks simultaneously. You can watch a movie from both angles. You can have them on parallel, so to speak. See, movies are really good ways to study the human brain, the human mind, the human thoughts, because how the movies are being edited or being constructed is very much, they echo the way the mind unfolds. That's why out of all the mediums of art, sculptures, photography, films, the one medium that really mimics or sort of represents or is a good metaphor for how the mind works is moving images, cinemas and video art, music videos. They're more, the way the cadence of the shots, the rhythm and the intensities of the flow of the editing of a movie is very similar to how you think.
I'm OG, y'all new to the game. New.
Black Panther is a meta movie about Black power. Again, like the movie Shape of Water, it's about sort of this gift. Why have I been obsessed with the BBC? Because Black people have this again, non-verbal intelligence, right? They're really good at athletics. Again, athletics is not something that's below, cognitive abilities for me. It evolves or it unfolds in parallel fashion to the mind, bodily intelligence, kinetic intelligence, things like that. Maybe there's a genetic base to this, maybe not. I'm not going to be the one to judge. But the reason why, even white people are obsessed with Black culture is because of the Black culture's vibe. There's sort of this primitivism and sort of this otherworldly gift that they have. They're really good at dancing. They're really good at they're good at free-flowing activities and creativity, like rapping. That's the obsession with Jordans. When you put on a pair of Jordans, that's almost like putting on the Black Panther suit, at least for me. And when you listen to rap music, when you listen to like soul music, it's sort of like putting the Black Panther suit. It's sort of like, putting yourself in this technology or, experiencing the world through this technology that the movie calls Vibranium. And I think it's very interesting that they call this technology Vibranium. It's called Vibranium because the underlying structure of reality is what? If you start to slice atoms through meditation, or if you're a physicist, if you start probing into reality and trying to get down to the essence of an atom, what you get is strings of vibrations. So vibrations, again, it's flux, right? It's the impermanent nature of reality. Well, what is the practicality of probing reality down to its fundamental elements of vibrating empty spaces or strings? Well, you can create anything you want, you become anything you want, you can transport yourself through a hologram across space and time, and you can use the same substance, that same emptiness, to attain and create any form that you want, including all kinds of art and architectures and weapons and suits that will morph around your face. And this is Wakanda's true superpower. It's their ability to receive these insights and embody the true nature of reality that make them so powerful, that make their technology so powerful. And the reason why the rest of the world is not able to receive this technology is because the capitalist greed is blocking the way. When Black Panther puts on his suit, the way that the suit is rearranging themselves and reconfiguring themselves and just sort of like grew and like morph into the body of Black Panther is a sort of like Shape of Water. The way that creature manifests its power through the blue current reminds me of the Vipassana. And Black Panther's willingness and courage to let go of himself and surrender himself to the divine is really the source of his quote-unquote power, because the power is given to him by this ayahuasca trip. He's transformed into Black Panther through this psychedelic trip. See, the technology that people engage in, whether it's through meditation or yoga or again psychedelics, those are technologies. Not just that, the consciousness that gets developed through these technologies becomes a technology in and of itself. And if you look at what trip reports of people that people have written, when they ingest ayahuasca or DMT, they see this fractal-like shape, and those shapes are sort of, they're like you going inside a quantum computer, right? They are very machine-like. It's like almost like you're going into the quantum realm of some alien high-end technology. You basically go inside a computer by ingesting a plant. You see how the duality between nature and artificial intelligence plays out, and that is also embedded in, I think, what I think is the most intriguing part of the movie, which is the juxtaposition or the dichotomy between tribalism and tradition versus futuristic technologies. They kept their tradition, which is represented by body paintings and you know, those crazy lip rings or earrings and just on drum playing and their costumes, but at the same time they have this otherworldly technology. So that sort of reminds us how like we don't have to get away from our roots even if we have all this technology in the world, right? And that's kind of like the Tinder thing I was talking about in my Tinder video. You have the Tinder, you have the iPhones and the internet mixed in with sexuality, penises and cum and things like that.